morning. Guten Tag. Good morning, how are you? Let's see, is my head cut off when I stand up? There we go. That is, hello, Wendy and Minion. Thank you, Minion, for messaging me from a different room. It's very special.
Very special.
Very special.
I like the color.
I don't know where my mat is. I think I left it at the gym. After I cleaned the gym. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Did you see I named it hot yoga because it's so hot and we're going to do yoga. So a little bit of yoga today, a little bit of goddess, maybe, for you, and a little bit of a warrior hold, but not too much movement because it is quite hot and sweaty. So maybe a little bit of movement. Maybe I'll do the shoulders as well today. But just take your legs from side to side. Nice and slow. Loosen up what needs to be loosened up. Got the usual morning yawn. My rhubarb isn't doing very well. I'm really disappointed. Just because it's a beat. I have to go quickly wet it when I finish with this. Oh, are you okay?
Mm-hmm. My tummy.
It's a lot of noise. And back to the middle. So just take your right leg down and drop your left leg to the side. Just let that hip open up. Lift it down.
Which one down?
Doesn't matter.
Right leg.
We're going to do both. I just let that yes. Is it painful?
Yeah.
Just let that knee fall. So bring the foot in as close as you can. Let that knee fall. Just make sure that you're not rolling. We all get rolled soon. I'm so sorry I'm yawning. It's so hard. I love it. But I am lazy when it's like this. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to roll towards the left a little bit to put this knee on the floor. So just roll. You can use your foot to push you up. Just put this knee on the floor, the left knee, and then very deliberately roll that right hip down again to keep the knee where it is. So go back into alignment if you can. If you can't, obviously pick the knee up, but see if you can just open it up just a little bit. You can have your hand there, you can pull it in and hold it down and press that right hip back into alignment, looking up. Yeah, you did it.
I don't understand why, really.
What do you mean?
Why does it stay flat now?
You're just mobilizing the movement. And then slide it back down. Do the other side. Bring the left leg up. Let the knee fall out. Relax first. Just hold that. Oh, there's a horrible smell coming in through the window again. Is it coming in again? Mm. Okay, now roll over to the right. Let that knee go down. Lift up the other leg just to get that knee to go down, and then very deliberately roll this left hip down. Keep the other knee on the floor. You can pull it down with your hand, or you can just go as far as you can. It doesn't really matter. Oh, they're yawning again. It's like a yawn class. And bring it back all the way to the middle. Knees together, just walk your feet out a little bit and just let your knees come in. So just a little bit out, let the knees keep touching. It's quite, you can feel that. You feel that?
Mm-hmm.
I especially feel that because I think I've got quite a tight TFL. So now once the feet are out and the knees are bobbing in, you can just roll a little bit, pressing that knee down a little bit more, and then do the other side. No, look. So the knees are in,
yeah,
and then you drop it down further.
Okay.
Yes. Just look.
Look and listen.
Look and listen.
All I can hear is yawning.
Mm-hmm.
All I can hear is yawning.
I'm sorry. And you should start to feel a little bit of movement going down. I definitely have one side tighter than the other side. I think it might have to do something with the foot, but I'm trying not to do anything on the foot, and it is starting to get better. Until the next time I do something, and then it's all again. Okay, bring it back, knees together, feet out, and just feel if it feels a little bit better. Does it?
A little bit, yeah.
Walk the feet in and hug in the knees, nice and tight. And roll a little bit, grab those knees in, massage your back. Ooh, that's a tough little, ooh, my back's really sore. Okay, squeeze in the knees, squeeze it in and then release. And squeeze it in and release. See how tight you can squeeze it in and release. Squeeze and release. And again. And release. And then on the last one, roll it up to seated, onto your hands and knees. Lift into a cat. Hold that cat. And then just rock it like we always do, forwards and back in that cat stretch, just to stretch out the back a little bit more. Keep the cat stretch. If there's a spot where you feel it more, just hold it there. Forwards and back, forwards and back. And then back to the middle into cat. And tuck your toes under downward dog. Take your time. Start to stretch out your calves. Bit by bit. Nice and slow. And then rock forward a little bit. And with that rocking forward, still bum in the air, shrug your shoulders back. Nice shoulder shrug back. Now start to push back, keep the bum lifted, keep the tummy in, back straight. And then just where you're comfortable with that heel drop. Kind of note where that heel drop is. So you can walk your feet in a little bit more if you want a little bit more of a drop. Keep the legs active and just hold for 3 deep breaths. You can kind of inhale going to your toes and exhale going down a little bit. If holding it in one place is too much, like small movements, not a lot. And forwards to plank. Hold plank, push away from the shoulders again, drop them back and down. Knees down, child's pose. And we're quickly going to stretch the lats, which we haven't done in ages. So just wiggle your bum down onto your heels and walk it forward, keeping that navel to spine feeling, bum down, fall double. And then we're going to walk to the right. And everyone go to the right because it will make the description easier. Walk your hands to the right as far as you can without feeling anything painful. And then once you're in position, drop your left rib down onto your left leg, and then you should feel the stretch. You feel it more when you do that, Louis?
Am I doing it?
You drop your left rib down onto your left leg. Yeah. Like you are stretching towards the right. And then walk it back. Into child's pose, stretch out, shoulders back and down on your heels or down-ish on your heels. You can kind of roll it down and then fold. Double, walk your arms to the left. Find the stretch first and then align your bum and everything and then try and push that right rib. I'm being very theatrical showing you this. I'm trying to push that right rib all the way down onto the right leg and you should feel that stretch. And all the way back to the middle. We're going to slide forward, whichever way you want, onto your tummies. We're going to start with the shoulder work because we didn't do it yesterday. And then we're done with that and we can go into the flows. So bring your hands into Sphinx pose, relax your back. You will feel this in your back a little bit, but hopefully the feeling will be just there on your ribs, like there more or less, rather than in your lumbar spine. So I want you to theatrically shoulder shrug. So really shrug it forward, really shrug it back, circle it when you shrug it back, just to get that lift in the chest and to get those shoulders moving, even though it feels strange to really go for it. So we're going to start shrugging the shoulders forward, head down. So now you run it up to your ears and you do everything that I always say you don't do. And then very theatrically, with a big circle, shrug it back, and that's going to lift you up into that low swings. You have to shrug it back. That's holding you back. The more you shrug it back and hold it, the more you will feel it in your rib cage, which is where I want you to feel it. And then shrug it forward and down. And deliberately shrug it back, lift up. And shrug it forward, go down. And shrug it back, round it out, shrug it back, lift up. That's lifting you up, lift up your head. And shrug it forward. And theatrically shrug it back. And shrug it forward. And you can stay down. The next one is with long hands. So if you can move down a little bit on your mat if you don't have space in front of you. And it's the same motion with the shoulders, and you're moving your head with it. So you're going to have your arms nice and straight, locked out, and your shoulders shrugged forward, going up to your ear. So shrug it up, round out your back a little bit, and then you're going to keep the head down. Yeah, Fizzy. You're going to keep the head down. You're going to shrug the shoulders back, lift up the arms, shrug it back, hold it there, swish it down the side, reverse the palms up, and then very theatrically shrug it back, lift up the head. So you're in that cobra position. You're going to hold the height with your body, but you're going to bring your arms forward again. You can bend it, bring it forward, but keep the shoulders shrugged back, because once you'll get there, you're going to theatrically shrug it forward and then go down again with your head as well. Shrug it forward, come down. He does not listen. You're not listening. I have to keep checking on you.
So show me what I need to do.
You did it right. Okay, shrug it forward, head down. Keep the head down. Lift up the arms, shrug the shoulders back. Lift up the arms, shrug the shoulders back. Keep the head down.
I can't see.
Slide the arms back, head still down. Reverse the palms up. Now shrug it back, lift up. Your head as well. Slide the arms forward, keep the shoulders back and down. Bring your arms, get to the front, shrug it forward, drop the head down to the floor and the arms. Yes? Okay, again, shrug the arms forward and then shrug them back, lift up the arms, keep the head down. Slide them back. Reverse the palms, shrug it back, lift up head, chest, and everything. Now we're not going to put our heads down at all. We're going to keep the head and chest lifted, and we're just going to do the shoulder shrug. So bring the arms forward. You're going to shrug it forward, but not put the head down. You're going to shrug it back again. Bring it all the way back. Reverse the arms. Hands up, shrug back again, lift up. You're going to stay lifted, but you're just lifting up a little bit higher. And you're going to slide it forward. Keep the shoulders down until you get to the front, and then shrug it forward. Don't put the head down. Shrug it back. Bring the arms back behind you. Reverse the palms up. Shrug back, lift. Now bring your hands next to your sides and push back to child's pose. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, and again, just stretch out that back. It was in a reverse, it wasn't an extension, so then I sort of stretch in. Onto your hands and knees. And then with the knees on the floor, just rock it forward so that your shoulders is over your hands, your knees are slightly back, so you're in an easy plank. And we're going to shrug the shoulders forward again and shrug them back. Drop them forward and drop them back. Tummy in, drop them forward and drop them back. Push them back and down. And you can move it as much as you can. Drop it forward, drop it back. So that you can get used to that movement. Drop it forward, drop it back. Tuck your toes under, downward dog. And just walk it out. Okay, so we didn't do the plank swish yesterday, so we're going to do that in the sequence. So that's just taking the leg to the outside elbow and then taking it to the inside elbow, so kind of rolling it out. So we'll just immediately start the sequence like that. Lift up your right leg, bring it in to the outside elbow, rock forward, shoulders over hands. Now round it out to the inside elbow, round it out back to the outside elbow, back to plank, and then back to downward dog. But you can stay in plank if you struggle to breathe. Lift up the left leg, rock it forward, bring the knee to the outside elbow, shoulders back and down, shoulders over hands, round it to the inside elbow, round it to the outside elbow, back to plank, back to downward dog. Tummy in, elbow to spine. Lift up your right leg, tuck it into your chest, bring it to the front of the mat, put the back knee down, and leave the left arm twist to the right. Bring it all the way back to the middle. You can use your knee to come up onto that back knee. Make sure that that tailbone is tucked in. Help yourself if you can't tuck it in. So instead of having this look in your pelvis, tuck it all the way in. Squeeze your bum and stretch out those hip flexors. Do you feel it?
Yeah.
Squeeze your bum. All the way down to the mat. And tuck that back toe under. Straighten out that leg and step it into the front of the mat. Bend legs, fold over your legs. Enjoy that back stretch. Relax your shoulders. Sweep the forward lift up into chair pose. Feet forward, knees forward. Chair pose. Tummy navel to spine. Rock your knees forward. So bring your arms into your hips. Rock your knees forward a little bit more if you can. Don't let the knees go in. Go onto your toes and start to do that walk. So hips is not moving. It's just the ankles doing its thing. And back onto toes. Sweep your arms up into chair and then drop your heels. Rock your knees forward. Straighten out all the way to the top. Hands into your chest, tuck your tailbone in. We're going to pivot into a tabletop from there. Shrug the shoulders back. Pivot into a tabletop. If your tabletop is there, that's fine as long as you're nice and straight. Shrug your shoulders back. Hands into your chest. Almost feel like your hands is pushing you up, but it's not. Find your tabletop. I'm still a little bit high. My hamstrings is a bit tight. Navel to spine feeling. Now sweep your arms back. Behind you. Now again, very theatrical shoulder shrug. So shrug it back. That's going to lift up your chest. You can stay there or take your arms forward. Hold position, arms next to your ears. Navel to spine. Engage your quads. Bring your arms back. Keep your quads engaged. Hands into your chest. Slowly build it up all the way to the top. Squeeze your bum elbow tucked in, tummy in. Take a nice deep breath in. And we're going into a forward bend. So please be careful. We haven't stretched hamstrings, so don't go too crazy. Forward bend. Find that perfect spot. I'm going to stand my knees. Pivot from your hips. Don't overstretch your hamstrings. Bend your knees, hands to the mat. Step back to downward dog. And just walk it out a little bit. Okay, we're doing the leg swap thing again. So lift up your right leg. Bring it to the outside elbow. Rock forward, shoulders over hands. Roll it to the inside. Roll it to the outside. Back to plank. Hold plank. Push back to downward dog. Find your alignment. Then lift up the left leg. Rock it forward, outside elbow. Roll it to the inside elbow. Roll it back to the outside elbow. Back to plank. Downward dog. And we're going to lift up the left leg. Step it into the front of the mat. Put the back knee down. Leave the right hand. Make sure that shoulder is locked out. Twist to the left. Okay. So good. Rotate all the way back. Use your knee to push you up 90 degrees on that back leg. And squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze. Squeeze a little bit more. So if you really contract this glute at the back, it's going to squeeze you in even more. So do it if you have to. All the way down to the floor. Tuck that back, toes under, straighten out that back leg and step it into the front of the mat. Bend legs, fold over your legs. So sweep the floor, lift up into chair pose. Arms next to your ears. Rock your knees over your toes. Keep your heels down. Feet forward, knees forward, hip distance apart. Hands into your hips and lift up onto your toes. Start to do your walkie-walkie again. Back onto your toes. Sweep your arms up next to your ears. Drop your heels and straighten out all the way to the top. Hands into your chest. Shrug the shoulders back. Tip into your tabletop. Engage your quads. And you hold your tabletop where your tabletop is. Yesterday I was in a perfect tabletop and today I'm struggling. Just hold that and breathe. Shrug your shoulders back. Engage your legs. Engage your navel to spine. And we're going to sweep the arms back. Shrug the shoulders back. Slide it forward if you want. Keep the shoulders back and down. Try not to straighten it like this. Back and down. Don't look at your knees. Look at the floor below you. Sweep it back. Navel to spine. Hands into your chest, pivot all the way up. Squeeze your tailbone in, take a nice deep breath in. And dive into your forward bend, wherever that is. Be careful. Slight bend of the knees, good. Good from your hips. And hold. Try and exhale yourself into that stretch. Yeah. Hands to the mat, step back to downward dog. And just hold that for a few breaths again, just to see if it's a little bit looser. You can rock it forwards and back. If you want, you can do whatever you want there to hold that straight. Navel to spine, shoulders back and down. Knock out and enjoy. Knees down. Child's pose. Stretch it out. Walk your bum down and stretch it out. And then we're going to quickly roll onto our backs again, just to do happy baby. For a little bit of hip opener, we've done a little bit of a flow, but it is very hot, so I think sweating aside, let's just cool down on our backs. Hugging your knees, are you okay?
Yeah.
So to bring your feet to the ceiling, keep your knees bent. Grab your shins first, and just roll from side to side. Don't pull anything in yet. Just hold on to the shins and roll from side to side. And then get back to the middle. Now just squeeze wherever you are on your shins, just kind of bring your knees into your chest, like we do when we hug in the knees, but your feet's on the floor. So the knees are just coming into the chest.
With your back on the floor.
Yes, and your whole back on the floor. Don't arch your back, just have it on the floor. And you should feel that immediately in your lower back. You feel it?
Yeah.
So try and keep the knees coming down towards the chest or armpits. Try not to take it too wide to get it down, because then you're not going to feel it in your back as much. So the closer the knees are to your chest rather than your, the better you'll feel that. Have patience. Weer verstaan? Nee, perfect. Now go for the soles of your feet. If your knees goes out a little bit now, it's fine, as long as it's not wide. Soles of your feet, and squeeze it down towards your armpits.
I'm struggling to get my back on the floor.
And then try, and once you've got it, so lift up the back if you do this, it doesn't matter. Then once you have it in a comfortable position, tuck your tailbone down, and that will send your back down to the floor. Just tuck it down. There you go. That small movement. I actually saw that happening. And just try and keep that tuck. So navel to spine. If you're very tight, go back to the shins. If you feel your back is rolling up too much, go back to the shins and just get used to the hips opening first before you try and go for gold. You can also grab it on the outside, I've noticed. So if you grab the foot on the outside of the sole, that actually keeps everything nice and aligned. Do you feel that?
That's what I can do.
Just hold that. Now bring the feet together with the knees down and just give it a nice little, hold on to your ankles, not the feet, and just squeeze it in a little bit and squeeze out your knees with your elbows. So feet coming in towards you and elbows pushing out the knees. Don't jerk on this one. It should be kind of natural, but everyone has this ability to open up the knees this much. So don't try and open it up that much if you can't. Wow, I'm quite good today, look.
Wow.
Maybe today is my foot behind my head day. And bring it back to the middle. Hug it in. Take your feet to the floor And we're going to finish just with our feet to the side of the mat, dropping it to one side and holding it there, keeping the opposite shoulder down. Okay, stop nothing, eh? And rolling it all the way over to the other side. Nice and slow. Keep the shoulders down. And make it very effortless. And back to the middle. We are going to finish on the floor. So shrug the shoulders back, slide your legs down on the mat. Take a nice deep breath in, arms over your head. Try and keep the shoulders back and down. And on the exhale, bring your hands into your chest. And you are done for today. I will see you all tomorrow. Yay! It's going to be the same heat, so it will be hotter again. Yeah.
Wow.
I think tomorrow's even hotter.
Really?
It's amazing. I mean, I'm sweating a lot, but I don't mind. Okay. See you all tomorrow. I'm going to have to go save my 6-year-old because he can't get out of the bed without me.
Too bad.
I know. It's like the dog who can't go to the loo without me, and the cat that follows me around to the loo everywhere I go. It's crazy. Okay. See you all tomorrow. Have a lovely day. Mwah.